Hello and welcome to Menacing MTG. I've got an interesting deck here for you today. Just kind of threw this together with some pieces that I wanted to have in a deck that I started with that include a Scholar of the Lost Trove rather, which allows you when you bring it on the board to play an instant or sorcery or artifact card from your graveyard. It's also a 5/5 flyer. So also Rise of the Dark Realms, put all cards from your graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. I have two of those in here. In addition to that, a theme that I've used before that's worked out pretty well is I have a few creatures, large creatures with cycling. So I have two Void Beckoners and two Striped River Winders. This is a Dimir deck, and it also has some card draw that allows you to discard after you draw. Chart a course. I think there's one more in here. Thirst for knowledge. Two chart a course, one thirst for knowledge. That can help you drop cards like Meteor Golem. And even for that matter, Scholar of the Lost Trove, being a 7-drop. So then the idea is to use your Bond of Revival to pick up those cards and bring them back on to the board. Okay, so there's also Massacre Worm in here. So also there's Commence the Endgame, which allows you to draw some cards. And Amasses, which is a secondary theme here, which I have 3 Dreadhorde Invasions, 1 Aven Eternal, which has flying and Amasses 1, and 1 Eternal Skylord, which amasses 2, and all zombie tokens have flying. So your zombie token army would have flying. I have 2 Lazotep Platings, which when you drop this 2-drop instant, you and your permanents gain hexproof until the end of the turn, and it amasses 1. So pretty solid Dreadhorde army machine here, and you get flying on it. It gets up over 6. That's got lifelink. It can really kind of be a major weapon. Further reinforced by having 2 Death Barons, excuse me, which give all skeletons and zombies +1/+1 and death touch. So again, further bumping up your zombie army, and having death touch is a horrible thing. Nobody wants to block those guys. So it also gets it up to 6 quicker. Okay, then we have 4 Stitcher Supplies. May consider going down to 3 with this and bumping up Bloodchief's Thirst to 3. This mills cards, so you can mill cards, and hopefully some of those big cards, and hopefully not too many of these Bond Revival. Your backup land is, of course, Scholar of the Trove, which would bring back a Bond of Revival. Okay, and there is one other weapon in here for getting cards from the graveyard, and that is Agadeem's Awakening. What kind of decks you don't like are the kinds that exile your graveyard. So the Agadeem's is great. You drop it down, and you can bring back as many cards as you want within the cost of X, within the mana cost of X. They all have to have different converted mana costs, though. So if you look here, we have the Void Beckoner's an 8. The Meteor Golem is a 7. The River Winder is a 6. The Worm's a 6. And the Scholar is a 7. So there's some overlap, but there's 3 different. There's 6, 7, and 8 in there. With any luck, you draw good stuff. So we have some removal. Blood Chief's Thirst. You can take off a small creature for 1, and then you can kick it, and it will kill any planeswalker or creature for 4 total mana. You have a Vraska's Contempt in here. You get to exile something. Can be really valuable in a game when you have things that are being regenerated on the other side. Same here with Extinction Event. Anything it eliminates is exiled. Anything else in here I need to tell you about? I think we touched base on all these items. We have 8 islands, 9 swamps, a drowned catacomb, a temple of deceit, 4 watery graves, and 1 fabled passage. So let's play a game. Okay. A decent looking hand here. I would have liked to get the Dreadhorde commander, but I did not. But we will be able to bring on Aven Eternal, and we could drop, and probably will drop, Seagate Restoration for mana. We'll be able to run the Stitcher's Supplier, and that's about all we got to play. That's in hand. Vraska's Contempt requires 1 more black mana, so let's play without further ado. There's the 2 cards in the deck that have these dual cards with a backside as mana. 1 black, 1 blue. The other is the Agadim. That's the black one. I'm just going to drop this first thing unless something comes on the board that causes me to change my mind. Baskuma is the opponent. Okay, here we go. Get a good mana now. We will be able to play Vraska's Contempt in the near future. I wouldn't mind removing that right away. Certainly before it evolves. Okay. And now we certainly have to get rid of that because it's going to it's going to add 3 mana, and we absolutely cannot have that. So that is not what I meant to play. Unfortunately, it was different than Aven. Aven was 3-drop odd, and the Druid was 2-drop. So here we go. We're almost ready to play commence the end game, and we're just going to put on a Stitcher Supply, see what we get into the graveyard here. Okay, nothing of note, but that Death Baron can come back. Although it would have been lovely to have here because Stitcher Supplier is a zombie. So, okay, I think we're without further ado commence the endgame. All right, I like that. We've mounted a bit of a threat here on the board, and they are going to give it up. Okay. Okay, back for another game here against Eddie. Not sure who that is. Eddie Munster? Maybe. Okay, good fortune here. We have a lot of the core components here, and that's just what we need. We need a blue drop here. And we'll get the Dreadhorde on, and we may drop another black to move the Void Beckoner along. I don't... Yeah, I think I'm going to give this death touch and make him less likely to be tampered with. We're off to a great start here. We can bring the Watery Grave on and spent a lava coil for that. Okay. Okay, they've got more kill spells, so really don't want to bring on anything particularly valuable here. So I'm not going to. We've got Scholar in hand, only one in the deck. A nice pickup. Have a long ways to go to get that on the board, but we might be able to ditch him and have him in the graveyard. We've got the Bond of Revival. Let's see.
The mind is a tempest that can be quell your temper.
Okay, getting decent mana here. So we could bring back the Beckoner right now. Let me just take a look here. Yeah, they lost the Thirst, so I don't know. They may have some removal, but seems like black, blue, red. Probably not really heavy in black removal. They've used up a lava coil that couldn't touch the big card there. I think we're going to do this because it has haste. We can take you right out of the game. Okay. Up to a good start here. The Lantern and the Butcher. Okay. We're going to take that off the board if it attacks. Yeah, we can't have that growing. So we'll lose our token army. But we'll be able to bolster that right up pretty quick. Now they've got more on their mind than that army. So what we can do here is both of these guys on the board. So we're going to bump that Dreadhorde Butcher right up quickly to a 3. We got Death Touch all around here. He's going to sack this creature here. Only 2 cards in hand. And we can bring... No, we can't. One more mana we can... Ooh, geez. Ouch. Okay. Not really a terrible situation for us. We're going to go ahead and commence the end game, which is going to get that guy right up again. Next turn we can bring either the Scholar or the Striped Sidewinder, or the Meteor Golem in. We're in excellent shape here. And next turn as well, that Dreadhorde army will have lifelink when it attacks. Ooh, Nicol Bolas. Okay, he's a tough guy. He can take one. He can probably take the Beckoner off the board here, but I can bring. He doesn't know I have Meteor Golem, but I can bring Golem on and take him right off the board, and then come in with a pretty powerful army. I'm guessing he's going to go with the Beckoner. Doesn't have much option. He's dead if he doesn't kill one of these creatures. Good game, he says. I think he's going to forfeit here. Not knowing what I have in hand. Oh boy, he draws a card, so that is truly... So we need to exile a permanent. I'll ditch the Striped Sidewinder.
You have
That's
no
good.
weakness
Okay.
I cannot exploit.